Hey guys, it's just math, y'all. Here we are again. We are going to continue with this. This is a problem that we're working on. This is number 24 on our practice test. This is adding. We need to get a common denominator. These denominators are not the same. They do not factor. Since they do not factor and there's nothing in common, the common denominator is the two denominators multiplied together. Sometimes the common denominator is the two denominators multiplied together. Sometimes it's not. So now once we know the common denominator, then we need to rename the fractions. So our first one would need an x minus 4, so on top and bottom. The second one needs an x plus 4, again on top and bottom. The top, when I multiply 5x times x minus 4, I'm going to get a 5x squared minus 20x. And on the second fraction, when I multiply the 2 times the x plus 4, I'm going to get a 2x plus 8. I'm just distributing. And now I can add these together. And when I add them together, I get 5x squared minus 20x plus 2x would be a minus 18x plus 8. This does not factor, and that is my answer. Let's do number 25. I think this is 25. Yes, this is number 25. Here we go. So we're going to add these. We need to factor the denominators so that we can get our common. Again, my stylus was messing up on me, so it's not as neat as I would like it to be. But I am going to factor this trinomial. Multiply to give me 2 and add to give me 3 would be 2 and 1. A minus 2 minus 1. So that's my denominator. The denominator on this next one, this is a difference of squares. It's going to be y minus 1, y plus 1. So now my common denominator is going to be y minus 2, y minus 1. Take all of the first one and then go to the second one and say, what else do I need? I need a y plus 1. So the common denominator I can just write a bunch of times. Once for the first fraction, once for the second fraction, and then once for my answer fraction. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to multiply. The first fraction needed a y plus 1. So I'm going to multiply the top by y plus 1. So that'll be 2y plus 2. The second fraction needed a y minus 2. See, compare. I got that one. I got that one. That's the one I don't have. So multiply the top by y minus 2. So that's a 6y minus 12. Now I'm going to add the fractions. I have a 2y plus a 6y, which becomes an 8y, and then a plus 2 plus a negative 12 give me a minus 10, and that is my answer, and I think that agrees with the answer key. Let's hope so. That's number 25. Number 26 should be number 26. And here we go. We are going to factor our denominators. This one's x minus 4, x plus 4. And this one is going to be multiply by 4, add to give me 5, so it'll be 4 and 1, plus 4, plus 1. I'm going to figure out my common denominator. My common denominator will take all of the first one, and then I go look at the second one and say, I've got x plus 4, I need an x plus 1. Alright, so that's my common denominator. Write it once for the first fraction. It's a big fat minus sign. Write it again for the second fraction. And then I'm going to write it one more time for the answer fraction. And then here we go. So now when I'll compare this one, the first fraction's missing the x plus 1, so I'm going to multiply top by that. Give me x squared plus x. The second fraction is missing the x minus 4. That's what it's missing. So that's going to give me a minus. Let's be careful here. Let's change that to a plus. There we go. Let's change that. So it'll be a minus 6. Let me do a little erasing. There we go. Let's change this to a plus. And why do we do that? Because we moved our minus over here. I'll change it to a plus and move the minus next to my 6. Why? So that I don't screw up. Okay, so that'll be a minus 6x plus 24. Very good. Now I'm going to combine my like terms. X squared. It's the only term there. And then I have a plus x minus 6x, which is a minus 5x. And then I have a plus 24. Now this does factor, but it doesn't factor, actually it doesn't factor. So we're going to leave it like that. I hope that's what the answer key has. I haven't looked at my answer key in a few minutes. It's kind of buried. It's number 26. What if I got it wrong? It's just math, y'all. It's okay. Yep, that's what I got. All right, 27. This is a complex fraction, changing gears. Complex fraction. This is keep, change, flip, because this is just a divide problem. It's just a divide problem. So we got keep, change, flip. So we're going to do just that. We're going to keep, change, flip. We're going to keep the first fraction as x to the 7th over 7y to the 4th. Change the division. Doesn't like doing that. Change the division to multiplication. And then we're going to flip the second one to y to the 2nd over x to the 4th. Now we should know how to cancel this one. This is the subtraction rule. We can just subtract them if we want to. Let's put it together and then we'll do the subtraction rule. Remember the subtraction rule? Let's rewrite it in ABC order. So Ms. Cox, you don't have time for this. You're right, I don't. We'll do it anyway. So we have x to the 7th, y to the 2nd, 7x to the 4th, y to the 4th. We subtract 7 and 4, and we get x to the 3rd on top. We subtract 4 and 2, and we get y to the 2nd on bottom, and then the 7's on the bottom. It's just divide, cancel, same thing we've always done. Number 28, same. This is a keep, change, flip. Keep the first one, change to multiplication. Flip the second one, but the second one is a flip and factor because I can factor this to k minus 2, k plus 2. Now I'm going to cancel, and I get k minus 2 over 3. 29, we are in solving, changing gears big time. Solve. This is where we force cancel. We solve. Now if it's an x squared, we got to make it equal 0 and factor. Otherwise, it's not. Plain x, we just regular solve. Those are bullets. We're going to make the bullets out of that. There's a bullet, that's a bullet. And then step 3, we have to check. Okay, so we force cancel. We solve based on whether it's an x or an x squared. And then we check our answer. So this one, we're going to force cancel. We're going to force cancel the 7. Here, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewrite the problem. Spread out. So I have plenty of room. We'll force cancel the 7. If I put a 7 right there, it's going to cancel. What I do to one fraction, I have to do to all of them. Force cancel. Didn't cancel on anything else. Still have an 8. I want to force cancel the 8. If I multiply it there, I got to multiply it here as well, and here as well. So now let's look at what we have. I have 8x minus 56x equal 280. Okay, keep dividing, combine my like terms. 56 minus 8 is going to be 48x negative equal 280. Divide both sides by negative 48 because this is a plain x problem. We regular solve, just regular solve. It's a regular solve problem. And I get x is equal to whatever 280 is over negative 48, which I'm going to cheat and look at my answer document. Number 29 should have the correct answer as, I could do this in my head, couldn't I? Ooh, it says the answer is 280. That's not what I got. I don't know what the answer is. Let's divide by 4. And that gives me 70. And this gives me 12. That's not right. Multiplied by 7. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Do you see what I did wrong? I see what I did wrong. Right there. Let's do this again. Okay. Okay. You see what I did wrong? The 7's canceled, left me with 8x. The 8's canceled and left me with 7x. And that 5 times 7, 9, 8 is 280. So 8x's minus 7x's is 1x equal to 80. And that's what the answer key says. Very nice. Now we move to number 30. All right, remember the steps. You're going to force cancel. So I'm going to force cancel by multiplying everything by x. If I put an x there, it's going to force cancel. If I put an x there and an x there. Now remember, I have to do it to all of them. Oh, goodness. There we go. I have to do it to all of them. Force cancel there, leaves me with 23. This one does not cancel because it's not a fraction. And that leaves me with minus 1. This is a regular x problem. This is a regular solve, which y'all had difficulties with on your last test. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And I get x is equal to 8. I'm going to check it by plugging it into the denominator. I'm just checking for 0. If I get a 0, this one checks. I don't get any zeros. Number 31, this is going to be a different one. Here we go. We're going to force cancel. I am going to factor out that there's a negative 2. That's a common. So I'm going to factor that out. So negative 2, that'll give me 2x minus 3 plus 3. Make sure that's right. That's right. That's what that denominator is. I'm going to force cancel that. And what I do to one, I do to the other. So negative 2 multiply 2x plus 3. That force canceled. Right? Doesn't happen on the other one. The other one I'm going to force cancel the x. So that cancels. Multiply by x here. Alright, so now let's look at what we have. Like, I have no idea what you have written up here. Look very carefully. I have negative 4 parentheses 2x plus 3. There's my equal. It's still in there. And that's all gone. And that's all gone. I have x squared. This is an x squared problem. We solve x squared problems by making them equal to 0. Remember? So this is going to give me negative 8x minus 12 equals x to the second. This is an x to the second problem. I need to set equal to 0, factor, and solve for 0. Solve each factor for 0. Okay, so I'm going to add 8x to both sides. I'm going to add 12 to both sides. And now it says equals 0. I'm going to factor it. Multiply to give me 12 and add to give me 8 is 6 and 2. Okay, now I'm going to set each factor equal to 0. So x plus 2 equals 0. Subtract 2 on both sides. X equal negative 2. Stop, I don't want to do that. Keep. All right. Don't know what happened to that problem, but we'll just keep going. All right, and then we're going to do x plus 6. We do x plus 6 equals 0. Subtract 6 on both sides. I get x equal negative 6. So I have two answers, negative 6 and this one was all messed up. Let's see. X equal negative 2. Those are my two answers. All right. 32. There's 32. There's 32. Here we go. We're going to force cancel. My denominators are x minus 2. I'm going to force cancel. If I put an x minus 2 right there, it's going to force cancel. I also have to do it here. Does not cancel. Put it here. It cancels. So now what do I have? I have an x. I have a minus 5 parentheses x minus 2 equal 2. I have to solve this. This is a regular solve. This one's a regular solve. So I have an x minus 5x plus 10 equal 2. I'll be a negative 4x plus 10 equal 2. Subtract 10 on both sides. I get a negative 4x equal negative 8. Divide by negative 4. I get x is equal to 2. This is one we have to check. What happens when I put a 2 up here? You can't see that green. If I put a 2 right there, I get a 0. If I put a 2 in for x, I'm going to get a 0. Does not check. I cannot have a 0 in the denominator. Does not check. This is a no solution. That's the answer here. No solution. 2 is the algebraic answer, but it does not work. 34. We got x plus 1. The second one, we've got a 2 times x minus 1. There we go, because that's factorable. We want to force cancel our denominator, go with the complicated one. So I'm going to start with this one. If I put a 2 and an x minus 1 right there, that's going to force cancel. Awesome. But if I do it there, I've got to do it here. So multiply by 2 and an x minus 1. Multiply by 2 and an x minus 1. And ha-ha! One of them canceled. So now let's look at what we have left. I have 4 times 2, which is 8, plus 4 equal 12. 6 times 2 is 12. x minus 1. That's a x minus 1. I know it's not showing up real well. All right, so that's 12 equals 12x minus 12. Add 12 to both sides. Lots of 12s here. Like, I don't know how to solve this. Sure you do. Use your algebra skills. Don't try to think it out. Add 12 to both sides. Divide both sides by 12. And x is equal to 2. Now we have to check. Remember, all we do is check for 0. That's all we're looking for. Does 2 create a 0 in that denominator? No. Does 2 create a 0 in the other denominator? No. My answer is 2. All right, this one does not factor. This one does not factor. This one does. That's going to be a y minus 5 and a y plus 5. Again, notice the first thing I do is just factor. All right, now I'm going to force cancel. Go to the most complicated one. The most complicated one is the last one. So if I put a y minus 5 and a y plus 5 on top, it's going to force cancel. What I do to one fraction, I must do to all of them. So I'm going to do a y minus 5 and a y plus 5, and it force cancels one of them. Do it to the other one, the y minus 5, the y plus 5, and it force cancels one of those. So now what have I got left? Let's look at it. I have 7 times y minus 5 minus 5, watch out for that minus, y plus 5 equal 6. This is a regular solve equation. You should be able to do this. I've got 7y minus 35 minus 5y minus 25 equals 6. Collect my like terms. I get 2y minus 60 equals 6. Is that right? Yep. Add 60 to both sides. And I get 2y is equal to 66. Divide both sides by 2. And I get y is equal to 33. Now check it. If I put 33 all the way back in the original problem, does it create a 0? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So it checks. So that's the answer there. I'm checking my answer key if I can find it. That's it. All right, 3 more to go. Hold with me. Okay, these do not factor. First one does not factor. M plus 5 does not factor. M minus 5 does not factor. Okay. If I want to cancel the m minus 5, I have to do everything by the m minus 5. Okay. And that cancels that one, but that's all it cancels. Doesn't cancel anything else. So I got to go back in, and I've got to cancel the m plus 5. So it cancels there, does not cancel anything here. And does not cancel anything here. So what do I have left after I force canceled? I've got a 6 and an m minus 5 equal a 1 times the m minus 5 and the m plus 5. Because nothing canceled on that 1. Minus, don't forget, there is a minus right there. A 1, there's a 1 right there. M plus 5. All right, now I need to distribute and solve. This is just a regular distribute and solve. So that's 6m minus 30 equal, now I really don't need that 1 right there. I'm going to erase it. And this looks like a foil. It is a foil. It is a foil. So I got m squared plus 5m minus 5m minus 25. So that's going to give me an m squared minus 25. Okay, there's a 1, so it's going to be a minus m minus 5. So another minus m minus 5. Okay, now this is an x squared or an m squared. This is an m squared. Remember, m squareds we have to set equal to 0, factor, and solve. You have to remember, if you have an m squared problem, you have to set it equal to 0, factor, and solve. So now we're going to make it equal 0. So I'm going to subtract the 6m on both sides. Now I'm making it equal to 0 on the side that doesn't have the m squared. I want to keep the m squared positive. So I have 0 over here. And now let's see what I have. I have m squared, m to the second. So I'm going to erase that little blip. I like this yellow. I hope it shows up real good for you guys. M second. And then I've got minus 7 m's. And then I've got a minus 25, a minus 5, and a plus 30. That's going to be 0. Okay, so I set it equal to 0. And now I've got to factor it. I don't know how many I've ever done like this, but I need something that multiplies to give me 0 and that adds to give me negative 7. Well, that would be negative 7 and 0, wouldn't it? Yeah, so m minus 7 and m plus 0. Okay, so now I take each one of those little factors and create a baby equation out of it. So 0 equals m minus 7. Add 7 to both sides. And I get m is equal to positive 7. That's one of my answers. And then m plus 0 equals 0. Well, that's just m is 0. So 0 is an answer. So my answers are 7 and 0. Those are my two answers to this problem. Check them. Oh, no, I got to check them. Yes, just pretend. All you have to do is think it through. If I take 7 and put it right there, does it create 0? No. If I put a 0 right there, does it create 0? No. What about on the other one? If I put a 7 there, does it create 0? No. 7 minus 5 is 2. If I put a 0 right there, will it create 0? No. So it checks. That's 35. 36, we're almost done. Ooh, I got some factoring to do. So let's get these, let's get these factors done. All right. So let's get this one factored. Multiply to give me 21, add to give me 10. That's going to be 7 and 3. The next one is the difference of square, y minus 3, y plus 3. And the last one is multiply to give me 21 and subtract or add to give me 4. So that's 7 and 3. Plus 7 minus 3. Okay. All right, I've got all my factors done. I can ignore the inversion, so I'm going to force cancel. I'm going to force cancel. Doesn't matter which one you start on. I'm going to force cancel. All right, so the first one I'm going to force cancel with the y plus 3 and the y plus 7. Do it all the way down. Okay, so now when I look, both of these get canceled like I wanted. Ooh, you see, the y plus 7 didn't cancel the y minus 3. You come over here, the y plus 7 got canceled. The y minus 3 did not get canceled on either one. So what does that tell me? I need to force cancel the y minus 3 on all of them. What I do to one, I have to do to all. So it force cancels now. Yay. Force cancels there. All right, so now look real closely to see what we have left. Remember, that's all gone. I'm not looking at any of that. Okay, so now let's look. I got a y and a y minus 3. And then I got a plus. Let's see if you can see what I see. So there's the y and the y minus 3. All right, there's my plus. Another y and a y plus 7, and then the equals, and then I have a y and a y plus 3. All right, so now I'm going to distribute and see what we got. Y squared minus 3y plus y squared plus 7y equal y squared plus 3y. Okay, I'm going to get my like terms together. I have a y squared. I have a variable squared, so I need to make it say equals 0. I need to make it say equals 0. So I'm going to subtract a y squared on both sides and subtract 3y on both sides. Okay, so now that's going to make it say equals 0. That one actually goes away, but I still have another y squared. All right, so I got some like terms. So I got y squared minus 3y plus 7y equals 0. So that's going to be a y squared plus 4y equals 0. So how do I factor that? Remember how we did that last one? Y squared plus 4y plus 0 equals 0. And we have two numbers that multiply to give me 0 and add to give me 4. How about 0 plus 4? Very nice. Take each one of these baby factors now. So I have y plus 4 equals 0. Subtract 4 on both sides. Y equals 0. And then y plus 0 equals 0. Well, that just means y is equal to 0. The first one. Get it right. Get it right. Get it right, Miss Cox. It's just math, y'all. It's okay if you don't screw it up every now and then. It's okay if you do screw it up every now and then. -4. -4 and 0 are my answers. Technically, I need to check them. These are the correct answers. Oops, sorry about that. These are the correct answers. Let me check my answer key. Ooh, this is not what I'm getting on my answer key. This is number 36. There's a goof somewhere. I don't know where it is. If you find it, let me know. We're going to go with this for now. I'll come back and give you another video if we get it fixed. All right, 37. Last one. Let's go real fast. This one I've got already factored. Again, I don't need these anymore because I've got the factored form. I need to force cancel. We'll start with the first one. Be very careful. That numerator right there is in parentheses. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some rewriting. I have m plus 2 over m minus 2, m plus 4, and I'm going to force cancel by doing the m minus 2, m plus 4 on that one. I'm going to do it again on the other one, and I'm going to do it again on the other one. If I can get my pen to work. Okay, so now let's look at what we got. This one's m plus 4, m plus 4. And this one's equal an m minus 2, m minus 2, m plus 4. Okay, so I force cancel that first fraction. I really probably just goofed you up, didn't I? All right, first fraction's force canceled. Okay. All right, let's see what happened when I did the others. Well, when I did the others, only one of these canceled. And now both of those canceled. Okay, so I'm still got an m plus 4 I need to force cancel. So I've got to do a m plus 4 on all three to finish canceling. forcing all my denominators to cancel. Bam, gone. And this will be an m plus 4. Okay, now let's look at it. See, all the denominators have been force canceled, so now let's look at it. I have an m plus 2 and an m plus 4. I have a minus 2, an m minus 2, and then I have an equal. I have an m minus 2 and an m plus 4. Okay, I'm going to have to FOIL all of these. No, I don't. I have to FOIL 2 of them. So let's do that. So it's going to give me m squared plus 4m. Remember how to FOIL? Sure you do. It's just math, y'all. M squared plus 4m plus 2m plus 8. Distribute minus 2m plus 4 equal m squared plus 4m minus 2m minus 8. Okay, let's collect our like terms on the left. Those are going to go away. So I'm going to have m squared plus 4m plus 12 on that side. And on this one, I'm m squared plus 2m minus 8. All right, I've got m squareds. Okay, so I want to make it equal 0. I've got m squareds, so I need to make this equal 0. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to subtract an m squared and make this equal to 0. They canceled out on both sides. I have a regular solve now. Can you still keep on making equal to 0? You can, but you don't have to. Now I have 2m plus 12 equal negative 8, and I can finish solving that. Wow, this is messy. Subtract 12 on both sides, so I have 2m. Let's see, what was it? 2m plus 12 equal negative 8. So subtract 12 on both sides. I get 2m is equal to negative 20. Divide both sides by 2, and I get m is negative 10. And that is the correct answer. You are officially supposed to check it. But you know what? We've been doing this video long enough. It's just math, y'all. That's the end of it. Good luck.